My name is Chike, and I had a good life. A truly good life. My apartment in Lekki Phase 1 was spacious with a view of the lagoon. My remote tech job paid well, offering freedom to travel, to invest, to simply be. I had generational wealth backing me, a solid foundation. But 3 months ago, Simi walked into my life and suddenly good was not enough. She was vibrant, a force of nature with a laugh that could cut through Lagos traffic. We met on an app, and my profile had that vague kids, hidden preference. Hers screamed, "Wants kids." I told her I could go either way, that one child would not be a deal breaker. I thought I meant it. I really did. The first crack in my facade appeared at my cousin's child's dedication ceremony in Ikoyi. The air buzzed with family, the smell of jollof rice and pepper soup heavy. Babies everywhere. One particularly energetic toddler kept trying to grab my phone. I laughed it off, but inside I felt a familiar tension. Later, as Simi cooed over a newborn, I made a joke. "Omo, these small humans are like tiny dictators, eh? No sleep, plenty wahala." Simi chuckled, but I saw a flicker in her eyes. A micro-expression, gone in a flash, but it registered. I immediately regretted my words, trying to brush it off as typical banter. But it was not a joke to her. And deep down, I knew it was not entirely a joke for me either. That night, Simi brought it up. "Cheeky, about kids." My heart sank. I knew this was coming. I quickly launched into my spiel. "Simi, I told you, if you want one, I am fine. We are financially stable. Our child would go to the best private schools, no compromises. And with my remote job, I can handle the bulk of childcare. You would not have to sacrifice your career." I laid it on thick, painting a picture of domestic bliss, trying to convince her, and myself. She listened, her beautiful eyes searching mine. "You really mean that?" she asked softly. "Of course I do," I lied, my voice firm, too firm. I loved Simi, truly. The thought of losing her, that bright, intoxicating woman, was unbearable. But the thought of a child, it felt like a cage. My freedom, my peace, my quiet evenings reading on the balcony, my spontaneous trips to Abuja or Paris. All gone. I remembered my college days, wanting kids, then after graduation thinking, the world is going to shit. Why bring a child into this? I never truly changed my mind, just learned to suppress it. I would see friends swallowed by fatherhood, their lives no longer their own. Was I selfish? Maybe, but I treasured my autonomy like gold. I convinced myself I could just decide to want a child for Simi. Love would conquer all, right? Simi, however, was no fool. Her friend, Amaka, a non-nonsense lawyer from Yaba, had seen too many relationships crumble over this very issue. My sister, Amaka, had said to Simi over bowls of isi iwu, "You must be sure. A man who is on the fence is a man who will resent you and the child later. Do not let love blind you to this fundamental difference." Simi started watching me, my subtle flinches when a child shrieked at them all. The way I quickly handed back a baby after a polite hold. Even the forced smile when someone asked about our future little ones. She saw it all, and each observation became a tiny dagger twisting in her heart. One afternoon, stuck in brutal Lagos traffic on the Apapa-Oworan-Shoki Expressway, a Danfo bus pulled up beside us. A small child was crying incessantly in the back seat, kicking the window. I mumbled, "I beg, this wahala is too much. No peace anywhere." I thought Simi was focused on her phone, but she looked up, her expression unreadable. Another time, we were at a relative's house in Surulere. A boy, my distant cousin, kept asking me to play football. I feigned a headache, saying, "And my head is paining me small. Go and play with your brothers, eh?" Simi saw me trying to avoid him. Each avoidance, each subtle discomfort, was another brick in the wall growing between us. Then came the scare. Simi's period was late. Just a few days, but to her, it was an eternity of possibility. To me, it was pure terror. I tried to hide my panic. "Do not worry, babes," I would said, my voice too tight. "It is probably nothing." But inside, my stomach was in knots. I pictured tiny shoes by the door, sleepless nights, the end of my quiet, curated existence. Simi, meanwhile, was glowing with a tentative hope. She started browsing baby clothes online, showing me tiny, adorable outfits. I would force a smile, a hollow, very cute, but my mind was screaming. The sheer relief I felt when she finally told me her period had started was immense. But the look on her face, that fleeting disappointment, pierced me. A week later, she came to my apartment, not for a date, but for a conversation. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were unwavering. "Chike," she began, "I need you to be honest, truly honest." She listed every comment, every fleeting expression, every hesitant reaction. The tiny dictator's joke. My plane ride comment, "Now I do not want kids anymore." My world going to philosophy. "You say you would be in," she continued, "but your actions, your words, they say something else. I want a partner who wants to build a family with me, not just one who tolerates the idea because he does not want to lose me." The air grew heavy, thick with unspoken truths. I could not look away. The silence stretched unbearable. My carefully constructed assurances crumbled. I took a deep breath, the bitter taste of truth in my mouth. "Simi!" I started, my voice barely a whisper. "You are right." "You are completely right." My shoulders slumped. I do love my freedom, the quiet, the ability to just be, the idea of having a child, the responsibility, the noise, the chaos. It terrifies me. I told myself I could do it for you. That love would be enough, but it is not. I do not truly want kids, not in the way you deserve. I did not want to lose you, so I lied. To you and to myself. I know the world expects me to, especially at my age, but I just cannot. The confession hung in the air, a raw, painful admission. Simi just nodded slowly, tears tracing paths down her cheeks. "I knew it," she whispered, her voice cracking. "I saw it. I just hoped I was wrong." It was over. We both knew it. There was no recovery from this, no middle ground. The love was real, but this fundamental difference was a chasm we could not bridge. We sat there for a long time, the silence louder than any argument. Eventually, she stood up. "I cannot compromise on this, Chike. I deserve a partner who truly wants the future I dream of." She walked out, leaving my apartment and my heart empty. The days that followed were a blur. My spacious Lekki apartment felt cavernous, the quiet now oppressive. I missed Simi's laugh, her vibrant presence, the way she made my good life feel truly great. I would lost her, not because I did not love her, but because I could not be honest with myself or with her about something so profound. The freedom I cherished now tasted bitter. I was alone, surrounded by all the comforts money could buy, but without the one thing that truly mattered. In Nigeria, family is everything. My choice, my truth, flew in the face of all expectations. And now I had to live with the weight of it, the echo of Simis leaving ringing in my ears. Simi, I knew, would find someone who shared her dreams, someone who genuinely wanted to build that family she envisioned. She deserved that. As for me, I had a choice to make. Continue living in comfortable denial, or finally confront my deepest fears. The silence of my apartment, once a haven, was now a constant reminder of what I would sacrifice for a freedom I was not even sure I wanted anymore. I had to be honest, always, from the very beginning. The cost of not doing so was too high. I looked out at the Lagos skyline, the city alive with dreams and struggles, and wondered if I would ever truly find my place in it without a family to call my own.